Welcome back to another episode of Know Your Artist with Lunny. Today we'll be diving into the amazing world of the iconic, the Backstreet Boys. Okay, origin story time. The Backstreet Boys were formed in Orlando, Florida in 1993, and the audition that brought them together happened in a high school gymnasium. Lou Pearlman, who at that time was dreaming of creating the next New Kids on the Block, held an open casting call for a band, and all the boys pulled through, and the rest is history. The name Backstreet Boys does not actually come from anything glamorous like you might assume. It comes from a teen hangout spot in Florida called the Backstreet Market. And the weird thing is, they are American, but they took a very long time to gain fame in America. They were massive in Europe years before America ever caught on to their music. Nick Carter was this close to becoming an actor on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and he had to choose early on in his career whether he wanted to go full Disney or give music a try with the Backstreet Boys, and thank God he chose the Backstreet Boys, and good for him too, because the Backstreet Boys then went on to become the best-selling boy band in history with 130 million albums sold worldwide, which is beating One Direction, NSYNC, so far BTS, so he made the right choice. AJ McLean is a huge Star Wars fan, and the group even recorded their own parody version of their song Backstreet's Back Alright for an MTV special dressed as Darth Vader and stormtroopers. In the year 2000, they partnered with Burger King to do a special video CD promotion, so you basically could buy a Whopper and stand in line for a burger, and also walk out with exclusive concert footage and unreleased tracks by the Backstreet Boys. I think people just think that boy bands are singing what the label tells them to sing and do what the label tells them to do, but that's not the case here. The Backstreet Boys were heavily involved in the writing process for their albums, especially their later ones like Millennium and Black and Blue. If you thought they disappeared after the 2000s, you'd be wrong, because they debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 when they released their album in 2021. It was called DNA. They are constantly still touring, and they also had a Vegas residency. They're also still doing the iconic chair choreography. And there you have it. Those are some fun facts about the Backstreet Boys you might not have known. I'm Lunny, and I will see you next week for another episode of Know Your Artist with Lunny. Let me know which bands or artists you want me to cover next.
94.3 Radio 1.